Last Wednesday, Donald Trump's Attorney General pick, Pam Bondi, was of course confirmed by the Senate, so she officially is the U.S. Attorney General. And that was on Wednesday. And then, Wednesday evening, over a period of 15 minutes, she, as the new Attorney General, sent out more than a dozen memos, so basically firing off a memo a minute, to her entire Department of Justice, letting them know the very, very important work that they will be focusing on in the next few months. Of course, the big one is we got to make sure that, there was no weaponization of the justice system when they went after Donald Trump. That is obviously, what a big, big priority here. They were going to go after sanctuary cities. We got to bring back the federal death penalty and, enforcing a strict return to office policy, because God forbid we don't see you every day and micromanage everything you do. But one memo above all really stood out. First of all of those things are very dumb, right? We have a lot of problems in this country that the U.S. Department of Justice could be addressing, but they're not. They're focused on stupid stuff. And believe me, as per usual, it gets dumber. Because one of the memos says that the U.S. Department of Justice, under the leadership of Pam Bondi, is going to focus their efforts on prosecuting any publicly traded corporation in this country that does DEI, whatever the hell that means. Here's what the memo said. The memo asked for a list of business, quote, sectors of concern within the Department of Justice and the most egregious and discriminatory DEI and DEIA practitioners in each sector of concern. It also asked for litigation activities and other strategies to target these private sector companies. And it also puts a quota out there. The memo implies that some private companies may face criminal penalties for DEIA initiatives. Specifically, Bondi requests that the plan from the Civil Rights Division and Office of Legal Policy include specific steps or measures to deter the use of DEI and DEIA programs or principles, as well as proposals for criminal investigations and up to 9 potential civil compliance investigations of these companies within the sectors of concern. So it puts a quota, like these workers now have a quota. You get to look at this sector of American industry. You are going to look at this sector, right? You're in agriculture, you're in chemical production, you're in the pharmaceutical, you're in Wall Street, and each of you is now required to come back to me with 9 companies that I can prosecute because they're all doing DEI. 9. We have a quota system. Let me put it another way. These are bounties. Like, what happens to one of these employees or one of these departments inside the DOJ if they don't come up with 9? What if they only have 7? Are you going to fire them? Are you going to reduce their pay? What happens if one sector comes up with, hey, we got 13 instead of 9? Do we get bonuses? Right? You're going to up our bounty for these companies? Let's make something painfully clear here. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is the Republican way of being racist against the others, right? The others could be women, they could be, black people, they could be Hispanics, they could be whoever that's not a white, straight male. And these companies with DEI policies, that doesn't mean that, hey, we've got a quota, we have to hire X amount of women, X amount of black people. That's not how it works. DEI initiatives are to help train managers, executives, human resources, and sometimes even employees on how to mostly just be respectful of the fact that other people exist. And they include do not discriminate against somebody because of the color of their skin or their gender or their sexuality. That's all this is. It's not a quota system of who you have to hire. It just says, don't discriminate against people because other human beings exist. And now if you're a company that has any of those policies, you're going to be criminally prosecuted. For what? We don't know, right? I mean, it's not illegal, but she's going to try to prosecute you, make your life hell, make you spend millions of dollars in litigation fees and lawyer fees to the point where you're just eventually going to give up. And we've already seen a lot of companies throw in the towel before the towel even needed to be thrown in because they're afraid of that. That's the point of this. It's not because she's going to secure any prosecutions. It's because companies don't even want to bother with it, so they'll scrap the policies altogether. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.